Hello everybody and welcome back to Red Eagle Politics. Make sure you like this video down below and subscribe to the channel if you are new. So we are a month and a day away from the 2022 midterms. We did our Senate prediction for October. We did our governor's prediction for October. That leaves the House prediction. I wanted to do all these videos consecutively, but we got so much news that we had to cover that was not exactly prediction based, to the point where we spread out the prediction blitz a little bit, and that's okay, because now today we are going to finalize this roughly a month out of the midterms, our House prediction video. And in this video, I will be predicting the remaining competitive House seats not already filled out on this map based off of the national environment, based off of, in part, fundraising, based off of candidate quality as well to a certain extent. And we're going to fill this map out. But first, I have to tell you guys about our good friends over at My Patriot Supply, because the entire world is experiencing food shortages. Supply chain breakdowns continue to have a domino effect on everything, especially food production. Farmers can't plant as many crops now because of fertilizer shortages, forced regulations, and high fuel prices, which could cause more painful food shortages when we run out of the food that we're eating right now. Food takes time to grow, so when farmers don't plant, months later, we don't eat. That's why you need to prepare for an increasing number of food shortages if they may come, and the best way to do so is to invest in emergency food from My Patriot Supply. It's a perfect hedge against skyrocketing prices and shortages. And right now, you could save up to 20% on a 3-month emergency food kit while supplies last, averaging over 2,000 calories a day. That is at preparewithredeagle.com. Those who know what's coming are getting prepared now, so shouldn't you? You can do so at preparewithredeagle.com. So we're going to start off here, go state by state, fill out the competitive House races. Before we get started, I did want to draw a little bit of a callback to a video that I did earlier in the week based off of the most historically accurate generic ballot indicator over the past few election cycles, which shows that Republicans are up by 4. And they're up in the generic ballot on RCP by roughly a point or so right now. It's very possible that as more likely voter polls enter the mix, and as we get closer to November 8th, that they could very well end up being up by 4 by then, and they will win the generic ballot by 4. I think R+4 is a pretty fair metric to go off of right now, which would be roughly 8 percentage points to the right of the national environment during the 2020 election. So do keep that in mind as we fill out this map. Obviously, not every seat is going to fit in line with that. That's just going to be the average for the nation here. The state of Alaska, this really pains me to do this, but Alaska's got their weird vote system. You have Republicans probably poised to get around 60% of the vote at the end of the day in the state, which you would normally move that into the safe Republican column. But because of the top 4 primary, because of ranked choice voting, it's very likely that Democrats actually end up holding Alaska. And this is a testament to their awful system, as it is the unpopularity of Sarah Palin, the way that Palin and Bajich have been acting towards each other, and the way their campaigns have been acting toward each other. Hopefully they could get something worked out in the next month or so, but as of right now, I have no reason not to move it from tilt or lean Democrat. So now we go to the state of Arizona here. David Schweikert, he should win fairly easily there in the 1st district. O'Halloran should probably lose by a likely margin or so to Eli Crane there. This is a district where Trump almost won by 10. I'm not exactly sure why O'Halloran thought it was a good idea to run for re-election in that district. In the 4th district, Greg Stanton, he will probably win at the end of the day. Could be under 10 points, though. We'll put it in the likely column, possibly closer to lean. And then in the 6th district, which is right here, it seems as if Kirkpatrick's seat is going to flip Republican. Juan Ciscomani, great candidate, doing very well in fundraising right now as well. I'm going to move this one to the likely red column, actually, in the state of Arizona. Nothing out of Arkansas, so we're going directly to California. The 3rd district, will keep that in the likely Republican column. Kiley will probably win by 5 to 10 points there. The 9th district, Harder, he'll probably hold on by a likely margin. The 13th district, Duarte is somebody who is trying to cave on a lot of issues. He thinks that's going to help him among the Hispanic realignment. It's really not. I'm going to put this one in the lean Democrat column. The 22nd district, Valadeo very well could go down. He has problems with the base. Although it is a much more Republican district down ballot, it is a red wave year of sorts. I guess he'll hold on, but it'll be very, very narrow. In the 27th district, Mike Garcia, he's an electoral juggernaut. This district only got 3% more blue, and he's going up against a candidate who already lost to him, not once, but twice. And you have the national environment moving right, which more than makes up for the change in the district's partisan lean. I'm thinking Garcia holds on. This guy knows how to win elections. In the 40th district, Young Kim, a bit of a rhino, but she will probably win by a decent margin there. The 41st district, that one will remain likely Republican. Michelle Steele in the 45th, I believe that she will defeat Jay Chen. Her opponent is downright awful. He has like ties to the CCP or whatever. That's not really going to play out too well. In the 47th and the 49th, I do anticipate both of these districts to remain lean Democrat, and Porter and Levin should hold on, but by narrower margins than they won by in 2020. So now we go to Colorado. There's two competitive districts here, or so-called competitive districts. The 7th district, that one voted for Biden by nearly 15. That one's likely D at a minimum. And then in the 8th district, this one's wide open. The shift in the national environment alone, you would think, would be enough to move this into the Republican column. They have it as tilt red. I'm thinking it's going to be tilt to lean at the end of the day. That's the new district, northeast of Denver there in the state of Colorado. So now we go to Connecticut. Both of these districts initially look like they could be competitive. I still think that they will be. But I do believe that you will still see both of these go Dem, but it will be by a closer margin than in years past. In the state of Delaware, nothing there. Then we go down to Florida, where all of the competitive districts are probably going to go Republican. You could even have the 7th and 13th in the safe red column, if anything. We'll move them to likely red for now. The 15th district, we'll put that one as likely red, and the 27th will be likely red as well. So right now, you look at Florida, already Republicans at 201 districts. Remember, it is 218 to win. Right now, they only need 17 of the remaining districts that have not been filled out yet of the 62 to retake the House. So we're going down to Georgia. The 2nd district, this one initially looked like it may have been competitive. But Bishop is somewhat of an electoral juggernaut. He knows how to win elections. It's possible with black turnout dipping, it could be closer. But I'm still going to put it as lean Democrat for now. So nothing in Hawaii or Idaho. We go down to the gerrymandered state of Illinois, which is very tough to look at. It's not easy on the eye there. Sean Casten in the 6th district, he will likely win, especially because of the sympathy vote due to a recent tragedy he had in his family. Probably would have gone for him anyways. The 11th district will be likely Dem as well. The 13th district, will keep that one as lean. Underwood's seat, will keep that one as likely. And then I actually think the 17th district is going to flip Republican. Bustos is not running for re-election in this state. The national environment shifting to the right by 8 points or so should be enough potentially to get Esther King over the top. I believe that that will happen in the 17th district. In Illinois there, so Republicans get another pickup. Then we go to Indiana. Republicans have been spending like crazy to unseat Frank Mervan. This is a district that's been losing population in its area for sure. It is currently Biden plus 8.5, but that's dipped from decades past. I believe that this year, Ruth Green, because of the funding, may very well be carried over the finish line in the state of Indiana in the 1st district there. In the state of Iowa, all of these will probably go Republican. Axne's running for re-election. She's probably going to lose by a sizable margin. The Democrat Party in Iowa doesn't know what they're doing. Their gubernatorial candidate's pretty much a no-name. Their Senate candidate is accused of sexual misconduct as well. That's hurting him. Grassley's going to easily win in that race, and Republicans are going to sweep down ballot, especially given trends in the state of Iowa. So already they're at 206. We're going to Kansas, where I believe that they will get another pickup, Sharice David's seat. This one is going to be fairly competitive. It has been trending to the left, but with the shift in the national environment, I think it's going to be enough to get Adkins over the top in Kansas's 3rd district. In the state of Kentucky, Nothing there. Nothing in Louisiana. Maine, the 2nd district. I actually believe that Jared Golden is going to hold on, which is very interesting because this is a Trump plus 6 district in a red wave year. But Golden's actually has a interesting voting record to back it up more so than not. And Poliquin, he's just somebody that's like, oh, I'll cut your taxes and cave on social issues. He's a tax cuck, as we call them, those types of Republicans. They only care about certain economic things, but not like all of the economic things that relate to the voters in their area, and they just don't care about social issues or weak on immigration, etc. I think I'm going to put this one as tilt to lean Democrat even in the state of Maine. He's probably one of the only people left in the House that you could even remotely say is a blue dog Democrat. So we're going to go to the state of Maryland. David Trone's district. This one's going to be close. Remember, they did the map initially, and even Andy Harris looked like he could have been in trouble depending on the year. But they redrew the map, and the 6th district's a little bit more competitive. I still think Trone's going to hold on, but it'll be by a much narrower margin than it was initially expected in the 6th district. Nothing in Massachusetts, of course. Now we go down to Michigan, where there's several pickup opportunities for Republicans. We could start off here with the 3rd district. I still believe John Gibbs is going to get it done. His opponent's a very generic D, and this district down ballot is a lot more Republican than it is at the presidential level. You could say, oh, it's Biden plus 8, but it's also Gary Peters plus 1 to 2. And John Gibbs is a workhorse. He knows how to get things done. He knows how to win elections. He's very optical. A lot of the scandals that they're throwing his way, they don't exactly stick well, in my opinion. It's like, oh, he said this 5 years ago. Oh, he said this 10 years ago. Most voters don't care about that. They really don't. I think that this district very well could be a flip. I'm going to double down for now and have it as tilt R. We might move it depending on what happens over the next month, but I'm going to put this one as tilt R. And also in the 7th district there, Alyssa Slotkin is running up against Tom Barrett. I think that this will flip as well. It was basically even at the presidential level. Slotkin is somebody who is well-funded, but I think just because of the shift at the national environment, given trends, given redistricting, I think that Tom Barrett could very well be put over the top. And also given some recent polling we've seen, Paul Young is up in some polling as well in the 8th district. It's going to be very close, but this could be the year Kildee goes down. Really depends how much the realignment shows during this year, and I think John James will easily win in the 10th district there, giving Republicans some pickups in the state of Michigan. So we're going to Minnesota. The 1st district, again, it was very close in the special election between Finstad and Ettinger. But at the same time, it really is interesting when you look into the turnout dynamics of the special election. Typically, a lot of the white working class voters, a lot of Trump's base, they're not that enthused to turn out for special elections. And that allowed it to be a little bit closer than it truly was. And then you have in the cases of some of these special elections, whether if it was in Minnesota or New York, that they had to request a special ballot to do so, besides the primary ballot, which was very interesting there. But either way, I'll put this one in the likely column, but it very well could be safe at the end of the day. Just depends how voters turn out for the midterms. And then in the 2nd district, Angie Craig is going up against Tyler Kistner. This was a 2-point race last time around. The margin was 5 points less for the Dems than the presidential margin because of the Legal Marijuana Now party candidate who was running, and they died. And the candidate this time around, who was entirely different, also died at a very similar time. I'm thinking this one narrowly flips to the Republican column. They get a pickup in the 2nd district there. So we go down to Mississippi, where there is nothing. Missouri, there is nothing. Montana, honestly, I'm thinking Zinke wins probably even by a safe margin. I really see no reason why he's not going to. He's going up against a relatively no-name candidate, and whatever like scandal or whatever he had working at the federal level probably isn't going to hurt him this year. In the 2nd district, Bacon, he's a rhino, but he's going to hold on in that district. We're going to go down to Nevada. Several districts here. You have the 1st district, Titus, Dina Titus's district. She's going up against Mark Robertson. I believe this one may narrowly hold for the Dems. I'm thinking that in the 3rd district, you will see this one flip. You are going to see a shift in Nevada. I talked about this in the governor's prediction and in the Senate prediction to a certain degree in the Clark County area, given shifts. I think that you will see the 3rd district flip and potentially the 4th district as well into the Republican column. They'll flip a seat or two in Southern Nevada, giving them 217 so far. They only need one more seat. Up in New Hampshire, you have Chris Pappas's district, which voted for Biden by 5.7% at the presidential level. This is going to be an interesting one. I think this is going to be very close at the end of the day. A lot of polling is mixed on New Hampshire. You see some polls, they'll have Dems up statewide in terms of the Senate race by 10. Other polls have them only up by 3. I don't know exactly what is going to happen. At the end of the day, I do believe that Custer is going to hold on in the 2nd district. The 1st district could be very close. Leavitt worked very hard in the campaign, won in kind of, I guess you would say, an upset. I think that maybe you could even put the 1st district in Leavitt's hands for now. We'll see what happens between now and Election Day, but for now I'll put it in Leavitt's hands if it is truly going to be an R+4 year. So we're going down to New Jersey, where Andy Kim will likely hold on. Gottheimer will also likely hold on. Maybe it could be a lean margin, but we'll put it likely D for now. And then in the 7th district, Tom Keene, he's a juggernaut. This is a district that is down ballot a lot more ancestrally Republican than it is at the federal level as well for president. I do think Malinowski will lose. He barely won last time against Keene. I think Keene gets it done this year, and the 7th district will flip red. So already Republicans have cleared that 218 threshold. Now, whatever they get from this point forward is basically icing on the cake. We're going down to New Mexico, where Harrell, she's up in a lot of polls, even some Democrat internal polls. Harrell has led, which says something because this is a Biden +6 district. However, it is also a very pro-oil district. And they probably have turned on Biden to a certain extent. I'm going to put this one as lean Republican, and then we'll put the 3rd district in the likely D column there. So we're going down to New York, where there are several districts. Lee Zeldin retiring in the 1st district, but that one will probably stay in the Republican column. In the 2nd district, you see here, Garbarino, that one, yeah, he'll probably hold on. Suozzi is retiring in the 3rd district. I think this one will be lean, or even you could even move that one to tilt Democrat. But Santos is caving on literally every social issue. Is not going to help him too much at the end of the day. In the 4th district, we'll put that one as likely D. The 11th one, Meliatakis, likely R. Maybe we could primary her out in 2024 because she has been weak. In the 17th district, this one, I'll move this one to lean Democrat. 18th, Pat Ryan's seat. It is D+, almost D+9 at the presidential level. I'm going to put this one as tilt to lean Democrat. The 19th district, Molinaro, he lost the special election that we talked about earlier. I do believe that he will win this district, possibly by a lean margin at the end of the day. And then in the 22nd, Katko's district, down ballot, it is more Republican. If you see the national environment shift, I think this one very well could stay in Republican hands. We'll really just have to wait and see in the state of New York there. So North Carolina, here we go. There are 3 districts here that are remotely competitive. I do think Kathy Manning will hold on. I do believe that Bo Hines will end up flipping the 13th district into Republican hands there. And then in the 1st district, G.K. Butterfield, he's retiring. Sandy Smith is going up against Don Davis, and this is a district that has been trending to the right. It's possible with black turnout dipping because it's a midterm year that Republicans very well could pick this one off, especially given trends. For now, we'll move it to tilt Dem, subject to change. I haven't seen a whole lot of information about that race. So nothing out of North Dakota. Ohio, there's a few. We'll start off with the 1st district. Shabbat, he usually is an overperformer. I think that he will narrowly hold that district, at least this time around. In the 9th district, Marcy Kaptur is running against J.R. Majewski. They, again, redid the map in Ohio, and this is a Trump +3 district. Majewski is a very Trumpian candidate. A good fit, one could say, on paper for the district that has been moving right, and he's been under fire for some scandals that were basically debunked on the onset of them being released, and Trump is now funding Majewski. I think Majewski is going to hold given the trends in the seat, given the national environment. It is Ohio. It's part of Ohio that's moving right. It's up in that northwestern corridor there surrounding Toledo. And then in the 13th district, Anthony Gonzalez, the impeachment rhino, he's retiring. Jesse Oto's not really the best candidate, but I do believe that she is going to end up winning at the end of the day, and Republicans will pick off that seat in Ohio. So nothing out of Oklahoma. There's a few in Oregon here. DeFazio's seat. Alex Scarlatto's great candidate, but the district is now Biden plus 13. I think this one is going to be lean D at the end of the day. In the 5th district, Kurt Schrader, he lost to a far-left candidate in the primary. I think given the weak performance at the top of the ticket at the state level for Dems, I think that combined with the fact that they primaried out Schrader is going to be enough to give this seat to Lori Chavez DeRemer, possibly even by a lean margin, one could say. And then in the 6th district, that one, we'll leave that one as lean D. So there we go. 230, 192, 13 seats to go. Pennsylvania, there's a few here. Brian Fitzpatrick, yeah, he will probably hold on there easily. Susan Wild, she'll probably go down. She narrowly won last time against Scheller. I think Scheller will pick it off this time. And then Cartwright, will this be the year he finally goes down? He's in a Trump plus 3 district that has been moving right. I think that this will be the year he'll go down. I think he'll outperform the national environment, but I think Bognet will narrowly end up winning this seat here. And then Connor Lamb's seat, that one really could go either way. If Oz really does well at the top of the ticket and polls are underestimating Western Pennsylvania, as I believe they have been, this could very well be a Republican pickup in the 17th district. So now we're going to Rhode Island. Fung, he's been getting a lot of attention. He's been getting a lot of money now. He's winning in nearly every single poll. That 2nd district, I believe he is going to win. He won it both times that he ran for governor. I believe that he is going to win this district here. It's only Biden plus 13. I think he's going to win possibly by a lean margin there. You'll see that one flip red, and Republicans will end that long streak of not having a seat in New England that wasn't up in Maine or New Hampshire. So South Carolina, nothing. We go down to South Dakota, nothing. Tennessee, nothing. Texas, there's a few in South Texas. I believe that De La Cruz is going to win in the 15th district. This is a district that voted for Donald Trump. It's moved drastically to the right. The 28th has also moved drastically to the right as well. Henry Cuellar does have a scandal there in the 28th district. It's very possible this one could flip, although Cuellar's record has been a decent record for the district that he's in terms of his, rhetoric and embrace of some vague, centrist to center conservative social positions. I don't know. This is a tough one for me. I think Cassie Garcia is a good candidate, but as of right now, we'll keep this one in Cuellar's column. And then Mayra Flores, she's going up against Vicente Gonzalez. They're putting 2 incumbents in one district. Depends on the rightward shift we see among Hispanics. That really could make this one go either way. Although Gonzalez is really running to the right of where his record currently stands, and it's very possible that he could just hold on and win that district there in Texas. But both of these should be very, very close at the end of the day regardless. So there's nothing in Utah, nothing in Vermont. We're going down to the state of Virginia, where there are 2 seats that are up for grabs here. Elaine Luria, she's going up against Jen Kiggins. I think Kiggins will pick it off. They have it as a toss-up. I think it's going to be Tiltar at the end of the day. And then Spanberger against Vega. Vega's campaigning with the new Republican slate of statewide officials. She's running advertisements there. Spanberger is somebody who narrowly won in 2018 and 2020. I think this one's going to be very close, but I think the national environment could carry Vega over in the state of Virginia, and because the Virginia GOP has gotten a lot more competent since they were in 2018. So now we go to the state of Washington, where Kent will likely win in the 3rd district, and I believe in the 8th district, Schreier very well could go down. This is a district where she actually barely won in 2020. She underperformed Biden as well. I think that this one, we'll put it as, tilty for now. She is the incumbent. She has the advantage there, but that is one to watch as well on election night. And then we go to the state of Wisconsin, where Derek Van Orden, he should win easily. Ron Kind's out of the picture. Even if Ron Kind was running for re-election, Ron Kind probably would lose. And there's nothing out of the state of Wyoming. So already we see this. Republicans at 240 seats, Democrats down at 195. Here's the map here. It's very possible Republicans could flip some other seats as well. I very well could see the ones in South Texas going in the other direction, given Hispanic trends. It's possible we could see the 1st District go into their hands as well, given differentials that we'll see there in black turnout. So that would put him at 243. So that's basically the 2 forecasts that I have. 243. They'll get in the 240 to 243 range. They're going to pick up probably around 30 seats in the House. It's very possible that they could end up picking up more at the end of the day, just given the wave magnitude and how the wave could potentially grow between now and election day. But either way, it's going to be a sizable pickup for them in the House. They're going to likely flip the Senate, and they're going to pick off some swing state governorships as well that'll be pivotal to have ahead of 2024. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching this video. Like this video down below, comment down below, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications so you never miss another video. Follow me on social media. The links are all in the description down below. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Red Eagle, out.